Hello everyone. So I'm here. I'm in it early today just to make sure I have everything set up correctly and wait for some people who are hopping in. Or if you are watching this live with me today, let me know in the comments below so I can say hi to you. I have a new setup, so I'm trying to play around with how I can go live consistently with you guys here every day. Not every day, every week, every Wednesday. And if you are watching on a replay, let me know as well so I can go back and say hi to you. So this is my weekly live training, coaching training that I'm offering in this group for free for anyone who's interested. Dropping off. I wanted to share a lot of good knowledge and insights on weight loss and fitness in general. And last week, so it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to start officially. Welcome everyone. And last week is one of the first of my lives that I'm trying to do consistently here in the group. And last week, basically, I just introduced to you my mission with this group, where I'm trying to go and my purpose, and the 4 pillars and truths about losing fat, and the big mistake you're probably doing and you don't want to make. And basically it's a whole introduction of this group. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's the video live training before this one. And this video is going to be about the first pillar or the first truth on fitness or on weight loss or fat loss, and it's going to be about calorie deficit. Okay, how many of you, it's a pretty common fitness weight loss jargon going around, and I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys have heard of it. How many of you have heard of it? Let me know, say me below in the chat. And if you haven't heard of it, I'm going to try to explain what it is and a few facts about calorie deficit. If you've heard of it, that's fine. I just want to try to cover the basics and do some intro for those of you that haven't really dived deep into what a calorie deficit is. Okay, so if that's clear, please type clear below. Let me see. Okay, so let's see. I have my notes here, so I just want to make sure I don't miss out anything. Okay, so basically my goal, again, I'm going to say it again, for these trainings is to offer you guys effective and sustainable fat loss diet. We're going to call it a diet just for simplicity, but I'm not really a fan of that word, but we'll go with that one. So I just want to get rid of the toxic diet culture. I want to be able to give you information, show you an effective and sustainable way to do things, to lose weight. Okay, so today is about the first pillar, like what I mentioned, and it's about calorie deficit. It's going to be a 2-part video, so I probably have another one regarding calorie deficit by tomorrow, because I want to deliver this in bite-sized chunks so you guys don't get overwhelmed, and so I can explain things as thoroughly as possible. So today we're also going to answer how many calories you need to be in a deficit, because that is one more common question I get from people. So we're going to answer that today. And let me know, please type ready in the chat below if you're ready to dive deep into this training. Okay, so number 1, what is the calorie deficit? Okay, like what I said, I'm going to explain the basic for you guys that you haven't heard of what a calorie deficit is. It's basically burning calories more than what you're consuming. So I'm going to show you. Okay, I wish I have a better way of showing I wish I have a better way of showing you guys this, but next time I'll work it out. For now, we'll go the old traditional way of paper and pen. Okay. Bear with me for a second. So these two things, do you guys see these two things? Okay, so this first one is your calories burned. Okay, and this other one is your calories consumed, or the calories you eat, right? So this one is just the calories every day as we're living without doing anything extra or whatsoever, just standing, breathing on our own, eating, doing our daily normal activities, where we are burning calories as we live and breathe. And that is going to be this calories here. And if that's equal to the calories you eat every day, you are going to maintain weight, right? If they're both equal, you're going to maintain weight. So to lose weight is basically just calories in versus calories out. So this is calories in, this is calories out. And to lose weight, you have to create that deficit. And how do you create that deficit, you might ask? So it's either, so by definition, calorie deficit means you're burning more calories than what you're consuming. Okay, so it's either you increase, ooh, my Sharpie's running out, your calories burned. So this would be your deficit, right? That's a deficit. Let's say that's 300 calories because you went on a treadmill or you did a workout. So you're burning more than you're consuming, you're gonna lose weight, right? It's either you exercise, or if you're starting from the same level, right? When you have the same calories in versus calories out, you can eat less. So this is your eat, right? Your calorie consumption. So you're less. So this is also a deficit right here. So those are two ways to create a calorie deficit. I hope you guys can see that. It's either you burn more calories, you're eating less calories, or a combination of both. So for me, if you ask for my opinion, I don't really like to sacrifice. I usually do a combination of both, a balance of both, but I don't really like to sacrifice food because I love food too much. So I'd rather work out more than subtract what I eat. So basically, I tried to explain that as easy as I can. I hope you guys understand what a calorie deficit is. You are burning more than you're consuming. Okay, so if that's clear for you guys, let me know. Please type clear in the chat below so I know you're getting all of this. Okay, so why am I stressing calorie deficit so much in all of my videos, in all of my trainings? And why do I say it is like the number one of the pillars in fat loss? It's because all diets, when you think about it, whether it's keto, whether it's Atkins, it's Weight Watchers, all of them are just basically putting you in a calorie deficit to lose weight. So when you think about it, keto and Atkins, they're basically restricting certain food groups. So what happens is that by the end of the day, you're eating less calories, even without you knowing it, even if you don't track your food. At the end of the day, if you do lose weight, you are creating that deficit that I explained to you. You are eating less. Okay? So, I hope that's clear. And a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me when they hear that. Especially those of you guys that are really like #1 proponent of keto. And I was guilty of trying out keto several years ago, and that was when I knew any better, right? So now I'm learning my stuff, and I chose something that's more flexible. I don't like restricting anything. I don't want to get rid of any certain food groups. I like balance. Okay, so I'm going to talk about 2 more points here, and let's see. So to be in a calorie deficit, you have to set your nutrition. Number one, you have to set, my number one point that I want to deliver to you guys is you have to set your nutrition targets and you have to start tracking. Okay? That's the number one you need to do, so you know that you are in a caloric deficit. And it is the good starting points for beginners. If you have no experience whatsoever in terms of tracking your food or setting your nutrition targets, is I can give you three things. Number one is you can use a calorie calculator. You can Google online. It's not going to be accurate, but it's a good starting point. You can always adjust things from there. Everything in fitness is an estimate, and so are your calories, especially when you're just starting. Okay, so you can go ahead and do that. There's a lot of great calorie calculators out there. Just Google it, type in your stats, and it'll spit out how many calories you need in order to meet your goals, whatever it is you're trying to do. Number two you can do is you can have a coach calculate it for you. There's a lot of nutrition coaches out there, fitness coaches, just like I am. That's what I do with my clients. I have a formula that I use, and it has a lot of variables in place, so it's really going to vary from individual to individual. So that's something more personal, so it's really a one-on-one thing. It's not a cookie cutter. So it takes a lot of information. I have to know some information and stats from the person before I can plug in the formula, and I could do that for that person. So you can have a coach do that for you. Or a third thing is you can track your intake, for meaning the foods that you eat, for about 7 days. Track it for 7 days using an app. Maybe MyFitnessPal is an app that I really enjoy and that I've been using for a while. And you can track for about 7 days and see if your weight changes. If it's staying the same, then that means that's your maintenance calories, and that's the calories that you need to maintain your weight. And if you want to lose weight, you just subtract a certain amount of calories. If you want to gain weight, you just add some calories. So that's how you set your nutrition targets or your calorie targets, and that's how basically the starting point of tracking your food intake. Okay? And then number two I want to say is that you need to focus, if you're trying to lose weight, okay, number one, you need to be in calorie deficit. Number two, you need to focus on your protein, especially if you're just a beginner. Protein is probably all of the macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and protein are very important. They all serve a specific function for your body, and I don't like getting rid of one of them or any of them. They're all important, but if I were to pick one that's the most important and that's going to be the top of my priority, it's going to be protein, because it's very satiating. It's going to help you feel full throughout the day. It's just it's a good macronutrient. It aids your muscle building, and the more muscles you develop or have, is the more it turns you into a fat burning machine, basically. So if you're a beginner, just track your calorie intake and focus on the protein. For more advanced people, you can go ahead and dive deeper and track further your macros, your individual macros, which are protein, carbs, and fat. But for now, if most of you guys here in the group, or ladies in the group, are just starting, I suggest you just track your calories and focus on the protein. And the next question you're probably going to ask is, what do I eat? What do I eat in order to lose weight? Okay, my answer to that is, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, it doesn't matter what you eat. But of course, you have to prioritize the wholesome and what we call healthy foods. So 80% of your diet should be consisting of nutrient-dense foods like vegetables, fruits, meats, lean meats, grains, all those basic food groups that are that are not processed. The least processed it is, the better. But also, you can have some wiggle room, have 20% remaining for the fun foods that you love. For me, it's ice cream. It could be cake. It could be cookies. As long as you're tracking and you're being mindful and you know you're still in that calorie deficit that I'm talking about, it's okay to have that flexibility. And that's basically what flexible dieting is. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term as well. That's the lifestyle that I practice. I don't think it's a diet. I think it's a principle. I think it's more of a lifestyle. And that's what basically the gist of it is. It gives room for the foods that we love so we can eat it, as long as you're meeting your nutrient targets or your calorie targets, right? So for long-term health, that's a purpose. If you're just really trying to lose weight, if you don't care about the health benefits of food, which I don't think none of you in here is like that, but just in case, just to make a point, if you don't care, if you're just trying to lose that number on the scale, if you're just trying to decrease that number on the scale, as long as you're in a deficit, you can eat whatever you want, basically. So I have talked your ears out. Next time, I'm going to try to talk as slow as I can. I tend to ramble and talk fast, so I'm going to slow it down next time, okay? I need to practice on that. I apologize. I hope that's not too much information for you guys. I just wanted to go over basically lay that foundation for you of why calorie deficit and what is calorie deficit. And on the next video, it's still going to be about nutrition. It's still going to be about calorie deficit and basically tracking. I'm going to show you how to track. I did mention it earlier in this video, but on the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to track. And I'm going to tell you why I am a fan of tracking, because a lot of people, it's really getting a bad rep, because a lot of people think it's tedious. A lot of people think it's not manageable. It's not convenient, but I disagree. It's a great tool. You don't have to be using it for the rest of your life. It is just a great tool, especially for beginners, so you can learn more about your food consumption, about the food that you eat. Okay, so yeah, next video is all about tracking. If you guys have any questions on today's video or last week's video, please leave them on the comment down below, or if you're not comfortable sharing, you can always DM me. My DM is open to anyone. And please feel free to say anything in the group, to share anything in the group, to share your experiences, your struggle. That is one of my main goals here in this group. I want this to be a big, happy family or sisterhood, a community of women striving to be better, to be the better versions of themselves, not just to lose weight, not just to look good, but so we can all feel confident and love ourselves just the way we are, while we're also improving along the way. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I'll see you guys on the next live. Bye.